And a major change to a household staple. From tomorrow, $1 a litre milk will be axed in Woolies.
Benedict Brooke from news.com.au joins us now with the story, and welcome to the program, Benedict. Great to have you with us. So how much will this $1 milk go up by?
Well, it's going up by 10 cents per litre. So from tomorrow at Woolworths stores, you get your 2 litre milk. It's going to be $2.20, $3 milk. Previously, $3 milk will be $3.30 now.
So what's behind the price hike?
Well, I think, to be perfectly honest, what's behind the price hike is probably to be blunt, pictures of thousands of dead cattle in northern Queensland, to be honest. The major supermarket's been under a lot of pressure to try and give a better deal to dairy farmers. They've been kind of painted a bit of a boogeyman in this, and I think like this is the straw that broke the camel's back, really. Woolworths has gone, OK, we just need to clear the decks of this $1 milk, and this is an opportune time to do it.
So this is technically Woolies trying to do the right thing by the farmers, but some farmers have come out today saying, look, the move actually won't benefit them. It only benefits those that supply Woolies with home brand milk products. Is this the case?
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, I think, you know, Woolworths can only control their own private label.
I mean, any help is obviously welcome.
Yeah, yeah, they can't, like dairy farmers' milk is kind of out of their purview. I mean, but it's very true. I mean, even the CEO of Woolworths, Brad Banducci, has said that, you know, it's not going to help the broader structural problems in the dairy industry. It's only going to help out 450 farmers. But effectively what they're doing is that for the last few months they've had a levy on some special milk where 10 cents been going directly to farmers. Effectively what they're doing is making that permanent, and that money, rather than going through processors, will go straight to farmers. But is it going to solve all the farmers' problems? No.
Do you think consumers will be happy to pay it, given that those prices have been so low for so long, and a litre of milk is cheaper than buying a litre of water, which is ridiculous. And I think most of us have often felt a bit guilty at times about paying $2 for 2 litres of milk.
I think it is going to affect some consumers. You've got to remember that the reason why $1 a litre milk came in was because, and it was all the way back on the 1st of January 2011, when Coles was trying to do a big message that they were big when it came to price cuts. It coincided with the big red hand. They all came together on the same day, the big advertising campaign and the milk cut. So milk has been a way to signal that you've got cheap prices. But I think Woolworths have gone, OK, it's an ongoing PR problem. It's an ongoing issue. It's not winning them any favours in the industry or in government. So let's just wear the pain and, you know, not be the bad guy. Well,
it's going to be a much bigger PR problem if just Woolies does it, right, for Coles and other sort of supermarkets. Do you expect Coles and Aldi to follow through?
Well, this is the interesting thing. Usually when there's a price cut, be it milk or bread or something, within hours, the rivals will have matched it. What's been really interesting today is that, you know, I've put calls into both Coles and Aldi, and they've both gone very, very quiet on this. So at the moment, they haven't decided to up their prices of milk, which I think means that they're going to try and keep it there and try and wear the PR pain, but still have the cheapest milk.
I can't imagine that goes down well, though, with customers to an extent. Just ethically, to see, you know, them be happy, I guess.
And I think a lot of us had assumed that the supermarkets themselves were absorbing that sort of difference between what the farmers were getting paid, and they were sort of spreading the cost out amongst other products. But this was really the deal done at the farm gate, wasn't it, in terms of the cheapest milk offerings? Yeah,
I mean, it's a complex process because, like, the Woolies and Coles of this world actually went through processes like Murray Goulburn, Fonterra, Parmalat to actually get their milk. So they had a bit of kind of plausible kind of gap between them and the farmers. But increasingly with these levies they've been working directly with farmers, because I think they've realised that they're such a big customer, they can no longer pretend they don't have an effect on what happens at the farm gate. So Woolies is taking a lot more of a larger kind of role here to try and work with farmers and at least try and go, look else. If you want to look for a bad person in the supermarket wars, look over to that German company and the one based in Melbourne instead.
That's interesting. How do you think it will affect consumers? I mean, do you think consumers, if Coles and Aldi keep prices at $1, do you think consumers will go there over Woolies? I mean, do you think it makes a big difference? Obviously, milk's a little bit of a non-discretionary product. I mean, a lot of people require milk in their diet. So what's your thoughts on how it will actually affect consumers if Coles don't move?
I think they will lose some sales, potentially, if Coles and Aldi don't move. I think milk is one of those commodity products. Yes, we all buy it, but we also all know how much it costs. We all know it's $1 a litre, so it's a big signal they've said to go, we're going to be more expensive. I think they will lose some, but I think you know, a lot more people will just put it into their trolley without even thinking about it that much. So, as I say, I think they've made a judgment call here. They'll lose some sales, but they'll gain some brownie points.
I wouldn't be driving an extra mile to go to save $1 on milk.
But people have always been, they've always had a choice on how much they paid for milk. There've always been other milk brands. It's not, you know, you can still choose to buy that A2 milk for $3.30 a litre.
That's right. People pay huge amounts of money for A2 milk.
Organic milk, or there are other options.
But then with private label milk, you're not really playing in that space, are you? You're not playing in the fancy space. You're playing in the kind of like the cheaper space. So.
But so the money that they'll get, this extra 10 cents a litre, then the things that are upsetting people, which are pictures of starving, dying livestock, they're different farmers, aren't they? Like, the dairy farmers aren't necessarily the ones in the drought-affected areas. So is it a bit of a token gesture?
Well, I think probably your average consumer in Sydney and Melbourne probably doesn't actually know the difference. Really, a cow is a cow is a cow. But certainly they've had lots of farmers have been coming out and saying they've been suffering really badly. And I think, you know, Woolworths haven't linked the two, but I think the optics at the moment are farmers are suffering, cows are dying, and you're the ones who
help farmers regardless of which one's
Yeah, completely.
And I think, I mean, any help, as I said, welcome, no doubt. Benedict Brooke, really appreciate your time on the program.